that just kind of working through the things around menopause, like how I think about it when I'm experiencing sensation or thought, has been like just kind of a gentle, oh, my thoughts don't mean anything. To just kind of just remember, because sometimes I'm a little harsh about it, or I don't think it's like like serving when I get wrapped up. Anyway, it's just been a gentle, like, oh, my thoughts don't mean anything.
Yeah, yeah,
Just like everything in this room I'm looking at.
yeah.
To kind of incorporate all three of the lessons. 4. So I've been doing that.
Yeah.
That's when I'm able to catch myself the most, is when I'm experiencing like something in my body.
And that's what it's for. What you said about when I caught myself getting wrapped up, we get wrapped up, and that's exactly what this is for, is to unwrap. We unwrap, we want to let ourselves gently be unraveled, because we're constantly trying to hold it together. And what are we holding together? Nothing. In so many ways to use that word. But that's what we do. We cling to nothingness. And what the Course is really asking us to do is just to loosen our grip a tiny, tiny bit. And it's really a gentle practice. We just start to loosen. And then we realize, wait a minute, I can let go into such deep fulfillment. Yeah. So this is lesson number 5, and it's some of the lessons sort of are remembered and more classic. This is one of the classic lessons that you can always come back to, and it's so lovely. I'm never upset for the reason I think. And it reminds me of the practicality of this practice and what you were just saying, how practical it is. And that's what it helps us be guided and lead happy lives. So I'd like you to start with your right leg in front of the left, just sitting on your cushion. Close your eyes and start to play with this idea. I'm never upset for the reason I think. Soften into your structure and slowly curve forward. You may walk your hands out onto the floor. Sometimes you'll need your hands and arms on the floor for support to make sure that the sensation in your hips is not too strong. Haven't really talked about it yet, but one of the primary skills we learn in Avita yoga is how to discern the difference between helpful healing sensation and pain that harms. Sometimes the sensation can be a bit intense, but deep down, with practice, you start to realize it and fully understand that it's helpful sensation because it moves you in your heart and mind toward a more peaceful place. The head is heavy, the neck is relaxed, the arms may be relaxed, but you may end up supporting yourself some with them. Good. Slowly raise yourself back up. Switch the cross of the legs. That's it. So a reminder that in this shape, we tend to bring the heels in. Whenever we sit cross-legged, we tend to bring the heels in close. And so what we're asking here is to have the heels out a bit more under the knees. It's a whole different approach into the hip. It's movement that's readily available for all of us. We want to Just like the Course is doing with our minds, we want to find the blockages in the body that ultimately lead to any obstacle in mind. Now curve again. That's what I love about this practice is it was inspired by uh, my dedication to A Course in Miracles over many, many years. So the principles are exactly the same, which happen to correspond with the Yoga Sutras. The first three sutras say it all. Yoga is now, nowness. The practice is to identify the obstacle and remove them or forgive them. The result is the awareness of natural and complete and whole self. Slowly raise up. Good. Now bring the soles of the feet together, the knees wide, and find a way to comfortably sit. You may lean against the wall here. So Lisa, if you want to just make sure the bolster is such that you can lean against the wall, not too close. Soles of the feet together, two measured hands away from the groin. Close your eyes. Rest your hands on your knees or your thighs. Feel into the shape, feel into the sensation. And I'm going to read the first paragraph of lesson number 5 to you. I am never upset for the reason I think. This idea, like the preceding one, can be used with any person, situation, or event you think is causing you pain. I'm going to read that again. It can be used with any person, situation, or event you think is causing you pain. Apply it specifically to whatever you believe is the cause of your upset, using the description of the feeling in whatever term seems accurate to you. The upset may seem to be fear, worry, depression, anxiety, anger, hatred, jealousy, or any number of forms, all of which will be perceived as different. This is not true. This difference is not true. However, until you learn that form does not matter, each form becomes a proper subject for the exercise for the day. Applying the same idea to each of them separately is the first step in ultimately recognizing they are all the same. Sounds crazy. All the Course has to do is have some trust that it's going to work and do the practice. Slowly curve forward. So then the lesson lists a couple examples. Remember, it wants us to use the perceived cause of the upset in form and then apply the lesson to it. So the example is, I am not angry at blank for the reason I think. I am not afraid of blank for the reason I think. Raise yourself up slowly. Good. Now extend your legs straight out in front of you. You can lean against the wall. Bring your legs together. Look at your toes and see if you can bring the top of the feet towards you, which makes the heels scoot away. And look at your toes and see if you can bring all 10 the same. Sometimes it's the big toe that leads the way, and we want to, yeah, that's it. Engage the muscles in the outer lower leg that bring them evenly. We want to grab it all. The knees can press down, the legs strong, your upper body relaxed. You have this soft gaze, just watching the work in your feet and legs. Feel the engagement of the muscles in your thighs and the shin muscles. It doesn't have to be maximized. We go for a all-inclusive approach over any idea of maximizing. Now slowly point the toes. Same idea. Have a little squeeze through the legs. Yeah, the knees may come apart a little bit, the ankles may come apart, but there's a squeeze nevertheless. It's likely that there may be cramps in the bottom of the feet. The toes can curl, and see now, we could, with a little humor, apply today's lesson. These cramps are not hurting me for the reason I think. We work with the feedback. We work with the sensation. We don't need to understand where it's coming from or why it hurts. Okay, now once again, bring the toes towards you. Heels away, open the soles of the feet. That's good. And then rest. Lie on your back, have your head on the bolster, knees bent, feet on the floor. Okay, now bring the left knee toward the left shoulder. Interlock your fingers behind the thigh. Calf muscle rests down into your fingers. Your head rests heavy. Slowly apply the pressure. Bringing the thigh toward your belly, knee toward the shoulder some. Eyes closed, work with the sensation inside. Let go of any idea of an outcome. And be here now. Yeah, see, those were Ram Dass's famous words, be here now. And what makes that a timeless statement is it's in form, the words would indicate a location. Be here in this location. No, it's timeless because it's a here-ness. It's a way of uniting with the love and the light that is now-ness. Buddha said, basically he said that the root of all suffering is desire. Well, it's true because if we think of it as worldly desire. But if we can replace worldly desire with what we truly desire, then it becomes very healing. And what are we desiring more than anything in the world is to return to the ever-present now-ness, healed and whole. Lower your foot slowly to the floor. Release your foot to the floor according to the feedback. Bring the right knee toward the right shoulder. Interlock your fingers behind the thigh, under the calf. Easy around the shoulders, easy around the neckline, your head, heavy on the bolster, your forehead serene. Apply just the proper pressure. We're dissolving the blockages within the body, the same as we dissolve the obstacles to peace. Lower your leg to the foot to the floor. Interlock your fingers under your head. And stretch your legs out on the floor. Good. Resting heavy, let your feet flop to the sides. Slowly turn your head to the left. Feel the way your head turns and your fingers and your palms. Increase the turn a little bit to the left. Find just the very beginning sensations of resistance inside the base of the neck and head. And then rest. Rest heavy, and I'm going to share now a very, very important sort of secondary element of this lesson. It says, again, I am never upset for the reason I think. And then near the end of the lesson, it goes on to say, there are no small upsets. They are all equally disturbing to my peace of mind. This is remarkably helpful. Big or small, it matters not. The smallest twinge of annoyance is equal to some seemingly large distraction because it matters not. They both take the peace away. Imagine a still, serene pond. Doesn't matter if I toss a pebble into it or toss a big rock into it. Both disturb the stillness. Bring your head back to the center. Switch the interlock of your fingers. And slowly turn to the right. And we turn our neck and head all day long, fairly thoughtlessly, but now we can turn with thoughtfulness. Increase a little bit, find the first bit of resistance, touch into it kindly, welcome it, and then rest. Now, what makes this second aspect of this lesson so powerful is that we can practice with the small things. For example, a small thing might be, oh, I left the house and forgot my wallet or forgot my purse. I'm not upset for the reason I think, but now I can practice with this relatively small upset. Maybe you're driving to work or somewhere in your car and someone cuts you off. It's a fine place to practice. We practice with the small things and then generalize them to the bigger things. And then finally it says, I cannot keep this form of upset. I can't keep one form of upset and let the others go. Okay, so for the purpose of these exercises then, I will regard them all as the same. You can use them whenever they are helpful, as often as you're inspired to do, whenever they're helpful. And then it says just 3 or 4 times a day, if even just for 60 seconds, practice. Bring your head back to the center. And rest your arms to your sides. Good. Stretch your arms and stretch your legs. Kind of a big reach through your arms and fingers, your legs and toes. And then roll onto one side and push yourself up. Find a comfortable, easy seat. As an outer expression of our inner practice, our gentle, gentle inner practice to know the truth, the shared universal truth of loving oneness, hands at the heart. That is our deepest desire. We can safely follow that. Namaste. Okay, thank you, ladies. Thank you. Thank you for joining us.